Paul Rudd is back as Ant-Man for the third time in the Ant-Man franchise. But is this one worth the watch? Or will you be bugged off by it? Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Carl. I've got my daughter Jessica with me today for this video. She pretty much knows quite a lot about the Marvel franchise, a lot more than me if I'm honest. So I brought her in for this video. We have just got back from the cinema of watching Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Now, we thought we'd do a little mini review. It's not going to be a full review, just a little mini review, what we actually thought of the movie. This is the third movie in the franchise of Ant-Man and the Wasp. This movie was directed by Peyton Reed, who has directed the last two previous movies in the franchise. Now, this movie has a star-studded cast, as you would expect from a big Marvel film. We got Paul Rudd back as the Ant-Man. We got Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. Stars Michael Douglas. We got Michelle Pfeiffer back as well. There's also Bill Murray in the movie, and there's Jonathan Majors, who is the bad guy, and he is playing
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror. No idea. So, it's a good movie to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Do you want to say a little bit about the plot?
Yeah, so the plot sort of carries on after Endgame and like all the families reunited. And now we see Cassie showing off, the daughter, showing off her little creation she made whilst all of them, well not all of them, but some of them were in the blip for 5 years. And then something happens and then they all get sucked into the quantum realm and they have to find a way back.
I ask myself a lot of questions. Scott, you're at ex-con. How are you an Avenger? That doesn't make sense. But everywhere I go, people tell me the same thing.
Thank you, Spider-Man!
Is there anything we could say about the quantum realm?
Yeah, it's large, colourful.
It was very, very colourful. It was huge, wasn't it? It's definitely another world in there. I did find it was kind of cartoony in places, I thought.
A little bit.
And the creatures in this movie, in the quantum realm.
Yeah, they were like creative and like they were really unique, and it's like nothing like you've seen before in the Marvel movies, so really like that.
And I think this movie suited me because it did remind me of Star Wars in a way. Did it remind you of Star Wars? There was a lot of lasers, a lot of creatures. I think a few people have said it like the cantina in Star Wars with the different creatures, that sort of thing. It's definitely worth the watch. And like I say, it was very, very good. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I also wanted to say I like how a lot of the characters related back to the comics, and like I know what they were like, so you know it's fun to see.
Because you know all that. I don't really know that because I haven't seen the comics.
Yeah, it's just fun to see them sort of being introduced into the cinematic universe now.
Good point made. And there are some funny moments, isn't there, in the movie? I mean, for instance, one off the top of my head, when we talked about the creatures, there's this jelly creature, and there's another guy that can read minds, and he basically said, about the jelly creature trying to work out how many holes Ant-Man has, and before he could answer, the other guy said he's got 7 holes. That even had me counting how many holes a human actually has. So you can see there are some funny moments. I can't believe I've actually admitted how many holes I'm trying to work out a human has.
It was quite funny.
It's something, but it was 7 in total, wasn't there? 7 holes. So try and work that out for yourselves. But yeah, it's a good film to watch. 2 hours 5 minutes is definitely long enough for this film, isn't it?
I'd like to say though, like, though it's quite long, you don't get bored throughout it. Like, when I watched 4, I was sort of bored in parts, like Thor: Love and Thunder. But for this Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, I was actually really interested, didn't get bored at all, so...
The movie jumped straight into the action almost, didn't it? And it ran at a fast pace. I think it slowed down in the middle slightly, but then it picked up again. It was definitely running at a very entertaining pace, wasn't it?
That's what I like about sort of action movies when they're sort of fast paced, because I want to be entertained, really.
Yeah,
see all the action.
That's it. And like I say, there was a lot of lasers going on, so it was definitely... did remind me of Star Wars. It had bright colours, it had a very good cast, it ran at a fast pace. I really, really did enjoy this one. I know there's a few people out there that didn't like it so much, but me personally, I really did have a good time with it, and I wasn't bored.
Yeah, no, I wasn't bored either. I think the CGI was really good in it, and honestly, I really enjoyed it, so...
Which one's your favourite one out of the trilogy of Ant-Man?
That's difficult, because I think I just like the original, because obviously the first one's always going to be the best.
That's normally the case. I think there's probably a lot of guys out there that would agree with you.
And then I'd say this one comes in second. And then I'd put Ant-Man and the Wasp in third, but...
That's pretty much it. Anything else you want to say?
No.
That's pretty much all we can say about the movie without going into detail and giving anything away. I think it did run at a fast pace. It was definitely worth watching.
Yes.
And like I say, the 2 hours 5 minutes did fly because you didn't notice it. It wasn't boring or anything like that, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't boring.
Please do get involved in the comments. I'd love to know for this video, if you've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, what's your actual thoughts on it? Put in your own thoughts. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? We'd love to know. Both of us would love to know.
Definitely.
Please do put in those comments down below. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania has a running time of 2 hours 5 minutes. It's rated a 12A here in the UK. There's no sex or nudity. There is profanity and there is a lot of violence in there as well. We give Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania 4 out of 5 popcorns. I'm so pleased we agreed on that, because that would have been, it would have gone tits up.
It would have been a split thing otherwise.
4 out of 5 popcorns. Make sure you do go into the cinema, check it out for yourselves, see what you think, and come back, let us know what you actually thought. Thank you so much for watching our little short review for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. If you like this video, please do give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe if you can. Take care, guys. We'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. So the movie has a running time of 2 hours 5 minutes. It's rated a 12A here in the UK. There's no sex or
profanity.
There's no sex or profanity.